Hi, this is Pat Harris. I'm here with my project director, Jaye Posin, and being filmed by Max Goldberg, another great staff member. We are just walking along, talking about the environment. We thought we would shoot it because we're along the Bay Area in San Francisco, and we were just kind of discussing some environmental matters, and one of the things Julia brought up was often overlooked when we talk about the environment is animals and the relationship that animals have with humans and animal rights. And it's specifically important this week because of Donald Trump overturning the Obama mandate to eliminate elephant and lion trophies being sent into the U.S. I just find it disgusting that it's even an issue at this point. It's crazy.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think there's so much, especially elephants, who are such a beloved species by so many, and I mean, they have so much like emotional intelligence and culture, and the fact that, you know, we're not able to advocate for this species in a stronger way, like on a governmental level, is heartbreaking. But it's been really inspiring to see the outpour of support from individuals across the country and across the world, actually.
Yeah, I read this morning that Trump is reconsidering now because of the outpouring. And I think it goes to show you that so many people have woken up to the importance of animals and animal rights and the role they play in our lives. I can't, you know, it's really unfathomable to think about that 100 years from now, if things keep going the way they are, I think that in 100 years from now, if we don't do something, they'll be gone.
Also, it's the symbol of the Republican Party. You'd think they would care a little bit more.
That's true. Hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, biodiversity in general is diminishing at such a rapid rate. I think we really need to do everything possible to stand up against it, and it is a good point. I mean, when we talk about the degradation of our environment, obviously it has a huge impact on humans and, you know, our ability to live happy and healthy lives. And at the same time, there's so many different species that are already living in marginalized habitats, and think about what it does to them.
A couple of weeks ago, we went to a fundraiser for the Animal Legal Defense Fund. It's a great group. It's a group that was formed about 30 years ago, and they're the first group who really went after or really started supporting animal rights in the courtrooms. It's a group of lawyers who actually work for the Animal Legal Defense Fund, and then they get volunteers from large law firms to volunteer their time on a lot of important issues. They talk about, they do legal issues involving things like, for example, there'll be roadside zoos where a tiger or an elephant will be kept in incredibly bad conditions just so somebody can pull off of a freeway exit and pay $5 to go see it. They also they've been advocating for a long time about the use of ivory and eliminating the use of ivory and the importation of ivory because obviously it's taken from elephants' tusks and is responsible for a huge amount of the poaching. They were great. They're a terrific group. In fact, I would encourage people to take a look at their website, and if you can, send them $10 or $15 or whatever. That would be great because they're a tremendous group. It's called the Animal Legal Defense Fund.
And as an attorney yourself, I'm sure you have an even deeper appreciation for their work.
I do. I mean, I find that sometimes there's a frustration level in the courts because things move so slowly, but they've managed to sort of put together a system where they go in and they get immediate injunctions. They get a lot of work done very quickly, and their success rate for things they've done is really they're a very admirable group. So
yeah, and I mean, I found it particularly inspiring as an individual because it really takes us as individuals to be the watchdogs. And if we see something, you know, if you see your neighbor like abusing their dog at home, or, you know, an exotic animal and at a pet
exist, they are really squalid conditions. Just they're not funded. They're The dogs are often not fed. They live in just really bad conditions. And there have been groups, there's actually been groups who go down to several of the southern states. They'll take huge trucks and they'll move the dogs there in the shelters, and they'll take them up to nicer areas, farms and shelters in Pennsylvania, New York, places like that. But I think one of the things I'd like to see happen, one of the things I'd like to do with my life in the future, is to try and help actually put together dog shelters in the South. Yeah, there's a class.
Wildlife.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Well, we just thought we'd take a minute for that because that's been something that's been weighing heavily on our minds and enough coverage, and it should be something that's more front and center with candidates. And I do think it's amazing.